We start with breaking news. Live pictures from the scene of a deputy-involved shooting in suburban Delray Beach.
It happened at Modern Drive and Military Trail at the Colony residential community. And that's where we find News Channel 5's Dan Corcoran live on the scene. Dan?
And PPSO confirming a deputy-involved shooting here on South Military Trail. Let's get right to Sheriff Rick Bradshaw. He's going to tell us exactly what he knows at this point. Sheriff.
Okay, this all started right around 8:15. About 3/4 of a mile down there is where this guy started terrorizing this neighborhood. It started down there. He assaulted a 66-year-old white male retired NYPD officer pretty seriously. The guy's at the hospital right now. From there, he worked his way north on the trail here. He came up on another gentleman with his 10-year-old son and started chasing them. In fact, the 10-year-old injured himself trying to get under the gate to get away from the guy, and they ended up at the hospital. The guy worked his way down the trail here the whole time. Now he's got no clothes on at all. He's a big guy. He's about 6'3", 250. And he ends up over here at this gated community where he again assaults another person, an 18-year-old, gets into a fight with him. In fact, he's actually biting the 18-year-old in the face. The 18-year-old thought he was trying to eat his face off. This guy has a box cutter on him, the 18-year-old, and starts cutting him to try to get him off. Our deputies arrive over here because all the calls are coming in that you've got a man that's terrorizing this neighborhood, assaulting people with no clothes on. The deputies confront him over here by the gate and are able to contain him. They're trying to get him calmed down. He's obviously delirious on something. He is a huge guy. He takes a fighting stance. They're trying to get him on the ground. He starts charging them. The taser deployed did not affect him. That's why the one deputy, the sergeant, fired 3 shots to disable him and get him on the ground before he gets to the deputies to assault them. Now, he goes to the hospital. He is expired at the hospital. We don't know right now if he's expired from the gunshots or he's expired because of, obviously, he's on some type of drugs that have made him act like this, or what the cause of death is going to be at this point in time. But the deputies right now are back over here. They're going through the crime scene and everything. I mean, the residents here are really, they're pretty happy that the deputies did what they did so the guy didn't get into that gated community and start terrorizing them over there.
Sheriff,
we don't know right now who the guy is or what the circumstances are around that caused him to start with these assaults down the street that worked their way up here.
How many shots were fired?
We know the 3 right now. 2 up in the, 1 up in the torso, 2 in the lower body. Again, there's no way to know if those are the shots that actually killed him or if he's died from what they call excited delirium. He's obviously on some type of narcotics to make him act like this.
Sheriff, the term superhuman was used to describe this man. Can you talk about what your deputy encountered?
Yeah, well, that's the people that he assaulted, starting with the retired NYPD guy, the people that he chased, and then the 18-year-olds, that this guy had like superhuman strength. But he's a big guy to start with. He's at least 6'3", 250. He's not fat. He looks like an NFL linebacker, and he basically was terrorizing people all up and down this street. So the deputies had to do what they had to do to disable this guy so he didn't get into this gated community and wreak havoc in there. So we're trying to find out who he is, number one. We're trying to find out some background on him to see if he's been involved in any other thing down here. But the bottom line is, I mean, through their swift action, they probably stopped a lot of other people from getting hurt really bad tonight, because you got 2 people at the hospital and a young 10-year-old that injured himself trying to get away from the guy.
All right, Sheriff Rick Bradshaw, thank you so much for that information. And certainly we want to update you on this online and throughout this newscast. Again, a deputy-involved shooting. The men that the deputy did, the deputy shot a man, and he actually died at the hospital. Sheriff was telling us just a short time ago. We'll certainly send it back to you in the studio and bring you more updates as they become available. But again, 1 man is dead after a deputy-involved shooting here in suburban Delray Beach. Back to you.